Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now, Kalle Sauerland has put forward the idea that there could be a heavyweight tournament for the World Boxing Super Series in the next season. He put forward the idea that maybe Ruiz, Parker, Hunter, Povetkin, Usyk, Dubois, Ortiz and Whyte could enter this tournament to have an opportunity to fight one of the champions or the champion after a potential undisputed fight. So they would put this together where maybe number one or whoever wins the tournament is a challenger or top challenger to the winner of Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua, provided that fight does go ahead, which it looks like it's positive, so hopefully it will. And they have already agreed financials, so that's the biggest hurdle. 50-50, 60-40 for the winner. So that's great. Financials is always the biggest hurdle. I mean, remember Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder? That was just crazy back and forth all the time. But ultimately, that has been agreed for this undisputed fight, meaning that maybe there can be a situation where they can bring together all of these challengers, make them fight, then we'll see who is number one challenger to the champion. Now, I think this is a great idea because I see all of these challengers around, and some of them won't get their opportunities. Some of them might get beat on the road to their opportunity. So put them all in together. Let's see who is number one outside of the champions. And if they believe they're good enough, if they believe that they're good enough to beat the pool of heavyweights sitting outside of the champions, go on to face the real champion, then go and do it. Now, this list that has been put together by Kalle Sauerland, I believe it's missing maybe Hrgovic, Rivas, maybe Joyce. One that does stand out is Daniel Dubois. If you look at all of the heavyweights around him, they've all fought at world level. Dubois hasn't. I know he's number 2 in the WBO, but he hasn't fought at world level yet. I mean, what was his last fight? I mean, it was against Whyte, and before that it was Fujimoto. So he's not at world level just yet. He's fighting for the European title next, hopefully against Joe Joyce. So he may be number 2 in the WBO, but he's not proven at world level. So I believe that you could take him out, maybe put in Rivas. I mean, Hrgovic is around the same level, or maybe even a little bit behind Dubois anyway, considering the rankings and all of that. So you could put Rivas in there instead of Daniel Dubois. Obviously, the other fights are brilliant as well in there. I mean, Ortiz, yeah, his 2 world title opportunities came against Deontay Wilder. He lost both of them. So does he warrant another opportunity to get back to the top? Well, I think that he's a good fighter, and him against Whyte, Povetkin, even Ruiz would be a good fight. So I think that he does warrant being in there, considering what he's managed to do during his career. And realistically, who are you going to put in there instead? So Ortiz does work for this tournament, I believe. And Povetkin, obviously WBC interim champion at the moment. We don't know whether he will still be that status by the time of the tournament, or whether Dillian Whyte will be, or whether Dillian Whyte has had a world title opportunity by then. The logistics of all of this, and obviously bringing everyone together, putting aside egos, especially in the heavyweight division, would be difficult, but it's not something that is impossible. Hopefully it can be done, because I think that boxing needs these kinds of tournaments and these kinds of fights. I mean, imagine that, all of those names in there. You would not say that you don't want to watch any of those fights. I mean, Parker Ortiz, Parker Ruiz rematch. I mean, there could be some great fights in there between these heavyweights, and it kind of eliminates all of these challenges and puts together one challenger to the champion. So while we have Undisputed 2 fights, it would kind of be like, okay, Undisputed has happened now. We know who's number 1, so what's next? Okay, they start fighting these mandatories one by one. So there is no big fight after Undisputed, whereas if there was a World Boxing Super Series with all of these fighters, then there is one clear challenger to the Undisputed champion, meaning that we have one big fight straight away after Undisputed, meaning there's not this massive peak in interest in the heavyweight division and then a massive drop. It would be kind of like, you know, it would drop anyway because, I mean, Undisputed is the biggest fight in world boxing for the heavyweight division especially, and it's going to drop after that. But the thing is, with a fight like this, where there is one clear challenger after a World Boxing Super Series, it would give us one big fight to still look forward to after an undisputed fight between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. And likely after an undisputed fight anyway, the belts would be fragmented and taken apart for these mandatory challenges to have their opportunity. If they all fight one another, then we can have an undisputed champion defend that status in a fight with the number 1 challenger as proven by the World Boxing Super Series. So guys, anyway, what are your thoughts on this idea? Do you believe it would work? Would you like to see some of these fights? And who would you sub in and out from those names from that list. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Also leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.